welcome to Blackfeather Guild. Before we go in and say hi to the cast and get started with the show, I wanted to talk very briefly about viewer actions and a little bit about sponsors. So first off, there's a number of ways that you can actually actively participate in the show through viewer actions. One of the easiest ways to do so is through retweeting the game tweet. You should see that somewhere in chat if it's not in there already. But you just click on that link and hit retweet, and for every 5 retweets that we get on that, it will add a bonus to the cast pool and the game master pool. Now, in most cases, that's going to be an extra d6 that they can add on to any roll. Basically, a great way to use that is if a player is almost meeting a DC, but they're just not quite there, they can grab one of those d6s from the cast pool, roll that, and then add that to their roll. Basically, is how that works. Same with the GM. So that's one of the easiest ways that you can participate that way. Another way is through guild coins. That's our Twitch channel points. If you look at the rainbow colored icon, it should have the Blackfeather Guild crest on it. It should be right below your Twitch chat box. If you click on that, it'll show you all the different things that you can get with those. The biggest one being plot points. Now, plot points, you can see an example right over here. They all work pretty much the same way. It's just a matter of how big of an impact they have. So for the example, when we've got 2 plot points, the player of your choice gets something moderately helpful or unhelpful. Enter any suggestions for the GM into chat, or you can have the GM come up with something entirely on their own. So just choose if you want it to be helpful or unhelpful to the party, and that's kind of how you can use them. You can throw in your own suggestions as well. How those work: 1 plot point is something trivially helpful or unhelpful. 2 is moderately, 3 is very, and 4 is very to the entire party. So if you want to do something to help the entire party or really throw a monkey wrench in their plans, 4 plot points will do that. So that's guild coins. And then finally, we've got donations. So if you want to help out with keeping the lights on in the place, so to speak, there's a number of ways that you can financially contribute. One of those being coffee.com/Raven or raven.rocks. You can see both of those examples down there at the bottom. Those are the addresses to do direct donations. You can also do Twitch subscriptions or bits. Those work the same way. And then finally, Patreon. We've got a Patreon, which you should see in chat here any second if it's not there already. And our Bard tier patrons and higher get credits towards viewer actions every month that they can use on any show that they would like. You just have to let us know in chat how you want to spend those, and then we'll hand those out. So some very cool stuff. Before we hop over to see the cast, one last thing to mention is a couple things on this chart here. We've already covered the D6 and the plot points, but the triple crits, what that means is you can gift auto critical successes. And you can, it's triple because you get 3. You can divvy those out however you'd like. You can do 2 to the cast, 1 to the game master, all of them to the game master, however you want to do it. So they work much like the D6s. The cast members just grab that when they're available and they really need them and use them. So it's pretty cool. And then finally, the last one, introduce an ally or enemy NPC. Just give us a brief description of what you want this character to look like, kind of their character concept and a name, and let us know if you want it to be an enemy or an ally to the party, and the GM will basically take that and run with it. So really cool ways that you can participate. Lastly, I just want to take a quick moment to mention our sponsors. If you look at the logos down below, that's who's sponsoring this episode, and we'll talk a little bit about that before we introduce everybody as well on the next scene. So yeah, check all this stuff out, and thank them for supporting us, and thank you for being here and watching. Let's go say hi to the cast. Hey, welcome back, everybody. We're back for another episode of Animus, Absentis, and I'm excited to see how the crew's gonna steal this flesh lamp and not get caught or, shot or various other things. Last week we found out that they've all got fresh new warrants for their arrest by the Galactic Police Force. Just kind of like the sci-fi equivalent of the FBI, but more corrupt. So yeah, that'll be a lot. Oh my god, are you serious? Landlord just showed up and started hammering things. Anyways, so if there's background noise, sorry about that. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Before we jump into all of the action and chaos, though, let everybody introduce themselves. Gonna go different order this time, so we'll start with Riley. Riley, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself and Jack. Or Jackie.
Hello, I'm Riley. I am a knitter and crocheter, designer, blogger, YouTuber, and I recently started streaming on Twitch just for funsies. I play Jackie. They are the doctor, who's kind of been an NPC for the last little while. So I'm picking them up and going with them. They've kind of been recluse, but they're like, I guess I'll join in on some stuff now. Like, I'm getting a little bit interested.
Awesome.
Now that we all need therapy.
Yes, very much so. Next we'll hop up to Lisa. Tell us a little bit about you and Android.
I play Android, and Android is the mom of this whole crew, whether she likes it or not. But she is a Black Ops murder droid, unregistered, and honestly, we haven't seen her in full murder droid action yet, and it's probably for the best. But yeah, she's trying to learn about human emotions and empathy and things like that, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah.
Awesome. Next we'll hop on over to Alex. Tell us a little bit about Seattle and yourself.
Hello, I am Alex. I'm a digital artist. Fuck it, now my brain just went out the window. I was gone to a good start. Hi. I play Seattle, our ship's engineer, slash dad, slash will adopt any child near him sort of character, who may or may not be going through some issues currently. We'll find out.
Fantastic. Next, hop over to Jay. Tell us a little bit about you and Sparky.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jay, or Jaylien, or Alien Jays. I'm a streamer and role player and creative and all that business. You can find me on the link tree down here, because this is way easier than saying all the things. Sparky is a hot mess of a person. They found out that they used to be a contract assassin, and they are 100% not about that life. And then they found out their mentor, who trained them to be a contract assassin, is not pleased that, they've switched sides, essentially. And then they tried to blow their mentor up. And that's kind of where we are now, is like a month after that, maybe a month and a half. I feel like it's not been very long since that. And now we're doing a heist flesh lamp. Sparky's kind of like 3 steps behind most times, unless they jump ahead. They're either behind or ahead. There is no constant current.
That's fair. And then I'll go next. So I'm the creative director for The Raven Evermore. That involves a whole bunch of things. There is my link tree there in chat. But you can check out everything that I do if you follow me on Twitter, which is right below my face. I talk about everything that I do there. And then also quick mention to sponsors, which we have a new one. So there is Grinding Coffee Company, which is fantastic coffee. You can use the code RAVEN or that link there to get 13% off your order. Fundamental RPG, which is the system we use for this game. Links for that are in chat as well. And then I just launched a new brand of what I'm calling adventuring gear. It's sportswear, casual wear, and like water bottles, things like that, called Intrepid. So that link is also in chat. Definitely go check that out. It's really cool stuff, and I'm really excited about it. So that's me, and then I play everybody in the universe, essentially, that's not a player character, as well as Daisy Thornwood, who is sort of one of the tech gurus on the ship. She's a hacker and programs things, and maybe possibly was responsible for everybody losing their memory, and tried to get everybody killed early on, but it's all fine now. Everybody, it's water under the space bridge. Maybe. Exactly, Jay. But yeah, that's me and kind of what I do on this show. And then last but not least, Vanessa, tell us a little bit about you and Annie.
Hi, my name is Vanessa. I am first and foremost a traditional artist. I work primarily in watercolor and pencil sketch. And I am also a bit of a digital artist as well. Lately, I've been doing more of that really than traditional art, which you can actually take a look at if you are curious. I do have an art Twitter, which is twitter.com/PepperoDraws. It's Peppero like the candy, as well as a coffee page, which is Peppero Princess. So just a little bit different, but kind of the same. As for Annie, she is what we've kind of joked, what I have deemed her as Space Anonymous. For now, Daisy is kind of the go-to gal for all of that techie stuff. But I tell you, when Annie finally figures out that she's good at that shit, y'all are gonna, it's over for you. She's not aware of this, but before losing her memory, Annie used to be essentially what is an information broker. She would hack into larger companies and steal their information and sell it to the little guy. So I guess she was kind of a hero, but not so much, because she would make money off of that and take a large cut and blackmail people, and that's probably not the greatest thing for her to do. But you know what? Could be worse. She didn't murder anybody, and not everybody on the ship can say that. So, but yeah, Annie post wipe is lovely. She has I was going to say she has lovely pink hair, but not anymore. It's actually a very nice light silver now, so that's gonna take some getting used to, but she is one of the tallest on the ship, and yeah, that's Annie.
Fantastic. And then I also forgot to mention I also some important NPCs that are on the ship that I also play are Seth, who tried to kidnap the doctor and pointed a gun at Annie, and now has a crush on Annie, because he's part of the crew, because this crew adopts everyone.
We love to see it.
Yeah. I said the crew's like Goku. They do very ridiculous things, somehow survive it and win, and adopt all of their enemies as their new best friends. So there's Seth, and then there's also Liam, which is Annie's little brother, whom they just rescued recently as well. So those are two other crew members on the ship. Quick recap from last time. What happened at the end? You were on one of the largest agricultural hubs in the quadrant, probably, actually. And while you were there, you discovered the thing about the warrants, narrowly escaped notice from some of the GPF officers that were walking around. Daisy and Seth got sick on way too much takeout food, and there is a ton of that also still on the ship, because they brought all the takeout over and packed it up and everything. and you had made it to just outside the planet where this heist is supposed to go down, and you'd managed to procure everything that you need for this on that hub that I mentioned. So you're not quite in orbit around the planet. They haven't noticed you or hailed you or anything like that, but you are just about to the planet. What would you like to do? How would you like to approach this?
Just remind me, did everyone agree to the getting the comm implants? Does anyone remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the thumb thing.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Droid didn't because she could just
right,
pick up
'cause
any
she-
frequency.
Yeah, right.
Daisy. That reminds me. I need to roll for Daisy. Daisy was like, "Let me make it hack proof," and yes.
Right.
And did offer to do the same for everybody else. Her tech roll is disgusting now. It's a 59.
What is 16?
What?
Yeah.
What kind of black magic nonsense is she
That's
rocking?
my daughter.
All right.
She's got 15. She's level 15 now. We got 15 points in tech engineering, plus a 3 bonus from being a tech wizard
Plus
or
8
tech
cleverness.
engineer. Plus 8 cleverness and 17 in information technology training.
Oh my god.
Gravy.
Look at what she does.
Needed to do anything else, and good luck. But she can program things. Just, don't put her in combat. So yeah, she handles her own for sure. It's practically hack proof. For any that are unfamiliar with fundamental RPG, just read the description on a 59. Olympic level feats, tasks that would require years of dedicated training or study as well as a natural affinity. This level is rare in the world. That's at a 55 DC.
That's my daughter.
So yeah, she does that and offers to do that for anybody else.
Yeah, Sparky would take her up on that. But yeah, if anyone is getting them, it's basically just like it's an implant you can get in your collarbone or like your ear, almost like a hearing aid. And then it's like thumb activated, so you don't have to do this when you're talking to each other. Just so it looks a little less suspicious when we're at the party.
Are we gonna assume
fair.
that I do all of that successfully, or do I need to roll to see if I implant them successfully?
Yeah, let's do a medicine check. You can add any applicable training into that.
Oh, is Daisy going to see Seattle before we go on this this adventure?
Probably. I mean,
Great. You remember the background thing I told you?
Yeah.
That's what she gets to deal with next time she sees Seattle.
Okay. 32? Yep. Oh, I won't make you roll for every individual person. 32 is plenty to put that in with minimal scarring or recovery time.
Beautiful. Just at some point before they enter orbit, the doctor would want to have like a short conversation with Android.
Okay.
Yes. So, do you want to come to me or should I come to you?
I'll come to you. So, Jack just kind of casually walks onto the bridge. He's like, "So, Captain,
Yes.
your aversion to lying."
Correct. Which I have found better success with since my upgrade.
Could you possibly maybe rename the ship so that we're not telling everybody the actual ship's name or old name once you rename it.
You wish for me to identify this ship as a different ship?
Yes. I'm just a little bit concerned that we might possibly be targeted because we seem to leave that last space station pretty quickly.
What name would you prefer I give the ship?
I'm not sure, but just a different name. I thought I'd leave that up to the captain.
That is understandable. I will think of a separate identification from Lagrange.
Thank you. And then they just leave.
All right. That is a very good point that the doctor makes. Did anybody else like to do anything before you get into orbit and comms range of the planet?
Do we know? And this may be a roll. Do we know if they have like a scanner that they're going to be checking people as they come in? Or I assume they will be, but do we know anything about that?
You don't know anything for sure. You could roll education to see if you might know if that's common practice or not.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I don't know.
You're trying to think about it, and you don't have your memories from the past, but you do have your skill knowledge, like you.
Right.
Yeah, like you remember how to do your job, and part of your job was sneaking into places. And you are pretty darn sure that places like this absolutely don't have those type of scanners. Those are way too expensive for this kind of place.
Okay, then before we land or even get into orbit, Sparky is arranging their outfit in such a way that they can pack. Let me get the list. Semtex explosive, flash grenades, holdout pistol, smoke grenades, small-scale EMP device, and a comms blocker.
Okay. Yeah. You're absolutely able to do that pretty easily. Do a blend-in roll just to make sure, there's no
The rumples look right.
Yeah.
It's a 16. It's not
16?
great.
Not great. But you've got time.
Okay.
So I will say that you succeed in finally getting it to a point where it's very much not obvious that you have stuff under your clothes.
Unless
but
someone
it does
bumps up or...
Yeah, or like tries to frisk you or something like that. But it does take you a few tries and rearrangings before you get it right.
Okay, that's pretty much all they'd be doing.
Okay. And let's see. So we know what Jack's doing with the comms and talking to the captain. Was there anything else the captain was going to do before you sort of commit to this course of action?
Change into her clothes that she has for being a servant. Beyond that, the ship is pretty, up to par, so she just has to remember to call it something else, and she's trying to think of a name.
So are you basically just going to just verbally call it something else, or are you gonna go to preferences on the ship's computer and change the name there? What all are you doing to change this?
She's gonna make it so that if scanned, the ship will come up as something else.
Okay. That will.
Do I need to roll for that?
Yeah, that's gonna be a tech engineering. basically counterfeiting a ship's registration.
Yeah, fair.
That there are a couple people on the ship that could help with that quite well.
Can I use my ship's computer roll with it?
Yeah. Mhm.
Awesome. Okay, hold on. Let me find my. Take engineering. 27 plus 6. So I can math. 30. Okay, I can't math.
27 plus 6, you said?
27 plus 6.
Yeah, 33.
33. Thank you.
It's okay. I can't mental math either. Just saw Zoom chat.
God damn it, Jay.
So Jay suggests
No, it shouldn't be the fromage caché. It's le fromage caché.
Le fromage caché.
Oui, 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 mademoiselle.
Cachet du fromage.
Oh my god.
It's like
That's not how caché is used in French.
It's hidden cheese.
Where's the cheese?
You'll never know.
Yeah, you successfully change it to some variation of that if that's what you would like.
Okay, great.
And I will say it is a different registration number, but it is a counterfeited registration number. So while this will full like the average port, if an official is looking it up and checking it against a database, that will show up as like a mismatch.
Okay.
But you got a high enough roll, like you can make that like a, go to preferences, change profile type thing. It's a relatively easy thing to switch it.
Okay. Good to know.
And I feel like you would know enough about the galaxy at large and how it works to know that you could potentially get a more official, quote-unquote official, counterfeit done, which would involve getting, hacking into the database and changing the registration there.
Like if I really needed to.
Yeah, like if you wanted to make that a little less noticeable.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
There are people out there that can do that.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sure
Good to know.
Tolan knows a number of them.
Tolan,
Cool.
I think I'm on his shit list, so like I don't
You're
think he
all on
wants to
Tolan's
talk to
shit
me.
list.
Like, I don't think he wants to talk to me.
You're all on Tolan's shit list, but you also like it's like the one person in the office that gets away with everything because they're the only one that knows how to work a system.
Yeah, fair.
That's basically what you guys are.
We're the best. We're the best thieves on his list.
Yeah,
We ride that line
exactly.
between unemployment and stay on hire. Like we're the ones that get cut last because he doesn't want to.
Yeah, it's not that he doesn't want to fire you, it's just that he feels like he can't.
Even though they got amnesia, they're still better than most of mine.
Basically.
God, that's sad.
I remember nothing, but they still make me money.
Yep.
Yeah, there you
Pretty
go.
much.
There you go.
So that's where you are. So yeah, he may not be happy to take your call, but he would take your call and help you.
Fair.
I'm still loving the last time that you called him and he was like, I'm actually happy to hear from y'all. And then, so have you heard anything about the cartel being annoyed with us? It's like, well, that lasted all of 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, you're able to do that. That's how the registration thing works. And yeah, the little tidbit of FYI about the database thing.
Gotcha.
Let's see, is there anything else that Annie would like to do?
Nope, she's just hanging around with Liam.
All right, cool. And then Seattle, what all are you doing to get ready for this?
Nothing. He's just gonna be piloting the shuttle. It's already ready to go.
Okay.
Nobody has told him he's doing anything else, so he just assumes they need him to fly the shuttle.
That's fair. So yeah, Daisy is loading up lots of gear onto the shuttle and everything. Doing inventory, checklists.
She probably notices that Seattle has no hair or eyebrows.
Yeah. She's gonna be in the middle of all this, pretty hyper focused on what she's doing, but eventually she'll look over to Seattle and be like, "Why do you have no hair on your face?"
Ruined it.
When you say ruined it, explain.
I had to make it look proper again. Didn't work. Looked dirty. Had to take it off.
Okay, you feeling okay? Cause, don't want to like stuff that you probably don't want to know, but there's been times in the past when you did the sort of thing when you were having a breakdown.
I'm more worried about everybody else because y'all seem very obsessed about bodies.
Yeah, yeah, that was a learning moment for everyone. I think we're all past that now, though. Are you past that now?
I was past it already. Pretty sure Sparky hates me now, though.
No, Sparky doesn't hate you.
Sparky doesn't talk like that to people he likes. They like.
I mean, they kind of do, though. Sometimes.
Not to me. I fucked up and I can't even understand it.
Well, that's not that big a deal. Hell, I wiped everyone's memories, and Sparky still talks to me. And Sparky said some, like...
How much has Sparky actually tried to talk to you? Like,
I mean-
one-on-one.
I mean, not a
Willingly.
lot. There was the whole bullet words thing in the firing range that felt like a small bonding moment.
Why were you talking to Sparky in the firing range?
You and Lagu were I think having a dick measuring contest is the phrase. I don't know. You were beating each other up. I think that's what.
Well, yeah, he was being.
What the-
They were being a dumbass.
Or is it kissing contest? It's something about genitalia or peeing or something.
I have never and will never have a desire to have anything to do with Lagu's genitalia.
No, it's an expression. It's not that. You know, it doesn't matter. It's not a sex thing. You two were beating each other up, and
Yes.
it was awkward.
Because they lied to me about things.
Yeah. So you two were okay. Let's put this. You were having a discussion with your fists, and it was awkward. And so Sparky and I were trying to stay out of it. And
What did you talk about?
I literally said, "Good grouping. Yes. Gun things. Bullet words."
What did
And
they
and
say?
Sparky, they nodded and said a lot of the same things, and we just sort of had this like also nonverbal exchange of essentially like, this is really awkward. I'm so sorry that we are mutually in this situation, and I'm glad that we're not the ones getting yelled at by the captain.
To
I
be
mean, we
fair,
did.
they were probably also trying to make sure that you didn't stab them suddenly.
Fair, but I mean, Sparky does that with everybody.
No, just you.
Just me and Captain and
No, they're
Doctor.
pretty sure Captain's not going to stab them. The doctor has stabbed us.
Either way, I'm not pretending that I'm, Sparky's best friend and that I know all about how they act and everything, but they've snapped at other people before. They act weird and nervous around everyone.
This is different, pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure you're overthinking it, Dad.
He just heads back to work.
Fine. Sparky gets a message from Daisy. That says, "Hey, feel free to say no to this request, but my dad's acting kind of strange. Seems to be under the impression that you hate him now. If that's not true, could you just, I don't know, just see how they're doing, have a conversation, but let them know that you're still friends if you're still friends."
Sparky's gonna send back a really cryptic, "I already tried to talk to him. I thought he hated me. Because he was all weird and not talky and didn't turn around to look at me."
Yeah, no. He doesn't hate you. He's under the impression that you hate him and is feeling upset about it.
Sparky sends back a frog face and then a bomb emoji. It's all a mess.
Daisy replies back, "Are you sure?" Frog emoji.
Frog and shrug. And
Okay,
then
I'll set it
I'll
up.
talk to him.
Daisy goes, "Okay, I'll set it up."
I don't know if I like this. Sure. Yeah, Sparky goes back to whatever they were doing.
Okay.
Trying to shove smoke grenades down the leggings.
Okay, that's decent enough for a thing. When frog emoji tattoo would be amazing. Yes. At what point does Sparky go talk to Seattle, and is it where does this conversation happen?
I think Sparky would just send Seattle a message, probably maybe an hour or two after the conversation with Daisy.
Okay.
And would just ask, "Hey, where are you? I need to talk to you about something."
In the gun range.
Oh no. Okay. They don't send "oh no." They'll send "okay, down in 5." And they'll get their gun as well.
Seattle is meanwhile trying to figure out how to throw his knife at the gun range instead of firing his gun.
You're just gonna make this all kinds of awkward, aren't you? All right.
Just wait.
I'm sure. Okay, yeah, Sparky heads down. They're in their full regalia now. But they'll button up or kind of just make sure everything's a little more covered before they start shooting, because they don't want to get covered in gunpowder or what have you.
Makes sense.
And they'll go and meet Seattle at the gun range.
Cool. As you enter and the doors close behind you, there's nothing odd about that. But just
Nothing
as a
odd at
heads
all.
up, they normally close behind you going into that because loud noises and everything.
Why do you mention it?
Go on.
Because just when you whenever one of you tries to leave, just as a heads up, the doors are locked.
Yeah. Oh, Daisy. Oh.
The worst part is Seattle is treating this like a breakup.
Jesus Christ. Oh
So-
God. Okay. So
Carry on.
So there's Seattle in a greasy overall suit, trying to throw a knife that's not meant to be thrown into a target.
That's not meant to be hit by a knife.
gonna say.
Oh, that's great.
So Sparky would kind of yell like, "Hey, Seattle!" Like just make themselves known. You know, you don't sneak up on people at a gun range.
And then there's a floop, 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 bang, thunk, 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 thunk.
I love the sound effects.
Yeah, so Sparky would kind of square up next to Seattle, but not really start firing.
Seattle climbs over the thing separating you from the gun range to go and get his knife.
So we want to talk to you about the mission. If you, not
I'm piloting, right? I'll make sure I'm presentable.
okay, I'm not great at this.
At what? This whole thing? This is your
let
thing.
me please just let me talk. I'm sorry.
And Seattle is like standing stock still, white as a fucking ghost now.
I'm sorry I snapped at you.
You the look of absolute confusion.
This wasn't about the mission. I lied about the mission thing. I mean, like, we probably should talk about the mission too, but it's not about that. I didn't mean to yell at you. Things are really stressful. I keep thinking Rip's around every fucking corner. He was on the ship for days, and I don't know.
I've been looking through the walls.
I don't know what we're supposed to do, and I'm really on edge. And
Seattle reaches out and puts both hands on Sparky's shoulders. Just like does that squeeze. Like just the grounding sort of squeeze.
Mhm.
And then signs. You do what we've been doing every day. Keep going.
yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, like that might hold up in court.
We better not end up in court.
No, we'll probably get shot. They have warrants out for arrest. I don't know if they're dead or alive. Oh my God. How long have we been wanted? Oh.
Since before any of us can remember.
Well, I mean the recent stuff. I don't know. I figure someone erased our records from before.
We could get Daisy to do it.
We could probably get Daisy to do it.
And get her and Annie talking again.
I wouldn't push those buttons just yet. That's gotta heal. I mean, I'm not even fully over it. I don't think Annie's gonna be over it for a long time. But are we cool?
I wasn't trying to say that me launching a body was your idea.
I know.
You didn't expect me to do that. It was a distraction for a reason. It wasn't expected. What I meant to say is, you need to stop darting yourself when it comes to the plants. You're good at that. You're smart.
Yeah, well, no offense. I could really use some help in like flushing them out a bit instead of seat of our pants, burning a field, throwing smoke grenades, and hoping you actually see it, kind of thing.
Don't look at me. I'm not smart like that.
No, I just mean, you know, if I'm throwing a plan around, don't just run with it. Like,
It's worked so far.
that's not the point, Seattle. If just because it worked so far doesn't mean it's not going to get us killed, and I don't want that to happen.
Sparky, I trust you. And I trust your ideas. And I will follow your plans.
Just don't expect it to be good all the time.
I'm the one who likes making bombs.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that sometime. Like, you gotta
I
practice that
asked
more.
permission from the captain.
But
I asked permission. You
gotta
told me I had
practice.
to ask permission from the captain, and I did.
We gotta practice, though. You gotta practice. We can't fly the seat of our pants on a bomb again.
So you want me to build more bombs?
Not on the ship. Yeah, not on the ship. Maybe in space. Maybe we find
could
you
be
like a
fun.
nice secluded little cottage in the middle of nowhere. Maybe.
I was just thinking going on a spacewalk on the hull.
I mean, like maybe not on the. Regardless, we'll sort that out later. So, do you know what the plan is?
I drop you off, you get the flesh lamp, and I pick you up. That's all I know.
If things go wrong, here's what I'm planning. Either when things go wrong, I'm going to try and block all the outgoing and incoming comms. And if that works, which I'm hoping it does, then we're going to try and find a way to either hijack another shuttle, or we'll call you in because we got the communicators now. I don't know how long range they are, so don't go too far.
I'm planning on staying with the shuttle.
Okay. If they end up trying to commandeer the shuttle, or you end up having to leave, and I'll bring up a little schematic if we have one of the grounds, and I'll just kind of point to like an area that's a bit off, just like a park or something that looks like it's big enough to land in if there is one. Or like a green space, I should say, not a park.
Like, have you tapped Captain, Annie, and Daisy in about taking out the comms?
I gotta talk to them next. Yeah. Like I said, it's all kind of.
What's the doctor doing?
I gotta talk to them too. I don't listen. This is what I mean. Like I make these plans up, but I don't know what everyone's doing. I just know what might not get us killed.
That's important.
Yeah, but we should probably also know what we're doing. Yeah, I'll go talk to them now. And then Sparky's gonna hug Seattle.
Seattle's gonna hug Sparky back and just do the whole big hug, head down sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. That's adorable.
There might be some tears.
Don't unlock this
There might be some tears, and then he lifts his hand to sign. Daisy, let us the fuck out.
You don't know the door's locked yet.
No, that was meta on my part. It's just like
You may not know the door's locked, but we both have an idea.
I have concern. Daisy said she was going to set something up, but I don't know what it was. But yeah, after the hug, Sparky would then just kind of like nod and try to head back.
All right. The door is locked. So there's a chunk noise.
Mm-hmm.
And then the intercom comes on. Do you two make up yet?
Meeting's in 10 minutes in the mess hall.
That's not what I asked.
Daisy, please don't try my patience right now.
Fine. The door unlocks. You said frog emoji bomb, so that's what I did.
We got to talk about that, and then Sparky's gonna.
Seattle looks to Sparky. What the fuck is frog emoji bomb?
Just throws their hands up and leaves the gun range. Oh my god! I cried actual tears in that. Oh, I didn't think that was gonna get that emotional. Whew.
Oh, that was amazing.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. It came out of nowhere, and I'm like, no, this is good. This is cathartic.
Oh goodness. Yeah, Daisy will go back to prepping.
Okay.
And the doors are unlocked now. So you had a couple more conversations that you needed to have. There, Sparky.
Yeah, I was just gonna wait and see if anyone else had anything they wanted to do before because I just want to talk to them all at once.
If anybody checks in on Seth, he's literally standing in front of a mirror doing practicing posture and motions to act like a waiter.
That's adorable. Wait, isn't he bodyguarding? I thought he was bodyguarding.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
He's bodyguarding Annie.
That's right.
He
Yeah,
got
scratch
all.
that.
He got all. Ooh, hot
Yeah.
under collar.
So same thing, just practicing looking, stoic and disinterested in everything.
Oh, Seth.
Yeah, that's it for my part for any of the NPCs and everything. Unless anybody has anything else, I think you're good to go with your conversations.
Okay. Yeah, I would just send a message to everyone like, "Hey, can we have a meeting before we go down to the planet to steal a flesh lamp?" And then follow it up with like mess hall 10 minutes, 15 minutes or whatever.
Okay.
Seattle messages, will there be potatoes? ...
Sure. Yeah, I think
this-
Sparky would probably try to whip up a meal because I am trained in that. So
Okay. There's plenty of leftovers that you could construct something out of for sure.
yeah, it's not going to be fancy. It's just going to be something to kind of fill the stomachs.
Something to map out when.
Oh my god, that's what you meant. Oh no.
I also did not pick up on that.
I did not remember that at all. Okay.
For anybody
fair.
who hasn't seen that episode, when they were going to rescue Liam, Annie's little brother, Seth started making a 3D model out of mashed potatoes of the compound that they were going to be breaking into. And it just snowballed from there into a full-on 3D model with things from the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. It was a very vegetable.
And then Seth ate it all.
But not
Yes.
before we got a picture of it, so we could scan it. That one's going on the fridge. So yeah,
It was a really accurate map too.
it
It
was
was very hard.
surprisingly accurate.
all right. So everybody everybody that's going ends up in the mess hall. If you do not go, just let us know. Everybody's looking at Sparky.
Okay, so we all kind of know the plan. We get in, we pretend we're supposed to be guests or whatever, and then we sneak in and steal the thing and get out. So what would everyone like to do? Because like I don't know what everyone's planning. Should we talk about it?
Seattle starts signing. You were mentioning that you wanted to talk to the captain, Vanessa, Annie, and Vanessa, and Daisy about taking out the comms.
Right. So because we got all the comms and like Sparky does just like a test click, we should be good. Daisy did a really good job on making them not hackable. And I bought a comm blocker. It's not a very big one, so it should probably just work for most of the compound. But if things go pear-shaped, which they might, I'll drop that right away so that they can't call for reinforcements or security or whatever. And then ideas, because if once the proverbial fecal matter hits the propeller, what do you want to do? Like,
Quick question for you, Raven.
Yeah.
What skill would be like using sedatives? Would that just be like a medical
Yeah, that'd be medicine.
check? Okay.
And a blend in roll to administer them without people noticing. Probably.
So
Yeah.
the doctor is like, I originally intended to go as a guest, but thinking about it, I would like to go as part of the staff. I have a couple of sedatives that I've been meaning to try out.
I mean, better than us, I guess. Okay. Okay. Annie, thoughts?
Annie doesn't have any major objections. Is there anything that you wanted her specific input on?
What would Annie do if it all goes tits up?
She looks you like dead in the face, and doesn't seem to be joking. She's like, I mean, I'd probably get out of there and just disappear.
Captain, Cap, any ideas?
If things go badly,
Mm-hmm.
get you onto the ship and get away.
But we're never going to get a chance to get this lamp again. I mean, not for a while.
If it comes to being between the safety of my crew and a flesh lamp, I'm going to pick the safety of my crew.
Daisy just kind of looks at Sparky and looks at that captain, just like, this is why she's captain. Good job.
Okay. So if we can't get to the shuttle, what I've planned, and I'll like pull up the schematic again. What I've planned is if we can get here, which is close-ish, I think, to where the skin lamp is, we should be able to throw some more smoke grenades like we did at the cartel compound and get Seattle's attention. If the comms aren't working, of course.
Why would the comps not be working?
In case they're susceptible to the comm blocker, or in case they get blocked, or I'm paranoid. I got a plan for contingencies.
I'm aware.
Seattle gingerly holds up his hand.
Yeah, Seattle. Yeah.
Who's staying with the ship?
Liam clears his throat at that point and says, "Well, I mean, I
How
could
fast
stay
can
with
we
the ship."
teach this kid to pilot the ship?
Liam just. Oh wait, you're in the mess hall.
Well, Liam would have been invited. Like I would have sent it to.
Yeah, I was just thinking he was going to sit behind the console, but you're in the mess hall.
Oh, yeah, fair.
So Liam says, "Well, is it standard?" He like rattles off a bunch of letters and numbers. Model configuration.
I'm sure it makes sense. Says Seattle. Can you tell me? But because it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's been like some techno babble about like the model number and like the classification of the ship and the controls and whatnot.
Yeah, Seattle is like, there's a bit of a shaking hands. Like, yeah, but you gotta modify it with a Z1X3 and the 787-371. It does have a bit of an extra kick on the engines, though.
Okay. I mean, I learned a lot at the compound. I mean, it obviously was not great, but I did get some knowledge out of it. I should be able to handle that, at least enough to get us moving. I mean, don't ask me to park the ship, in a tight space, but I can fly around in space just fine. It's basically like the equivalent of like, don't ask me to parallel park, but I can drive the van.
I mean, it's not like we're asking the ship to come pick us up unless things go really fucking south. Of course, now that I said that. That should be fine if you're comfortable with that. Liam? Is it Liam?
Yeah, it's Liam.
Okay.
He just looks at Annie like, do not tell them all my name.
Seattle's like looking at Liam, and looks at Annie, and looks at Liam. Little mouse, big mouse.
Like that.
Um,
Yeah, if anyone has any other like thoughts or suggestions on it, then Sparky would kind of be all ears. But if clearly everyone's like, no, yeah, that's fine, they would probably just go get ready.
And this is why Seattle thinks Sparky's the best at plans.
okay. Seth is sticking to Annie like glue now, and seems very concerned at the disappearing comment. So he kind of like just speaks just low enough to where just Annie can hear, and it's like, so if you're disappearing, am I disappearing with you? Like, what's the plan? Because I'll be like right next to you the whole time, because I'm like your bodyguard. Not trying to get in the way, but just like, what's the plan?
I'm yeah. You can figure out your own way home, bud. I'm just hightailing it out of there. She
Right,
looks at
so-
him like really pointedly.
The
like,
doctor.
"Right, I'm just gonna make sure that I don't that you just are always within line of sight."
Seth,
Yeah.
my little brother's on the ship. I'm not just gonna disappear on you guys.
Yeah, I assumed you were eventually gonna come back. It just, just trying to. This is a different kind of mission, so I'm just I'm making sure I'm prepared.
This crew sucks at reading the room.
They
Doctor
really
at
do.
this point, the doctor at this point, like, just throws something in the direction of Seth, not with the intention to like harm, but just like startle Seth, like maybe like a pen or a notepad.
So it just like hits him in the back of the head. He's like, hey, right, shutting up.
Well, so the doctor would have like made sure that Seth was looking right at them when they threw it.
Oh, even better. Yeah, just smacks him in the face.
Good,
He's like, shutting up. Yep. Okay.
good.
Annie's just like,
Good.
Doc.
I had to make sure that he would not flinch, but good bodyguards do not flinch.
Yeah. Seth just starts nodding like, yeah, that was totally intentional, and that's exactly why I didn't flinch. It was absolutely 100% to take the proverbial bullet for Annie. Yep. That he doesn't like say all that. But
Seattle
that's sort of
leans
the,
over to
body
Sparky
language.
and starts signing. Seth has a crush on Annie.
Talk about it. He doesn't know yet.
How could he not know acting like this?
And Sparky's just gonna do like a.
So yeah,
You think Annie doesn't know?
Oh, Annie knows.
Annie knows.
Like it's the different.
But yeah, Seth is acting like a little Sparky, basically.
Good. I'm glad that I'm now a verb.
Yeah,
Unit
no,
of measurement for
if they're
anxiety.
just, yeah, if they're just floating around until everything is ready to go, then Annie's probably gonna duck out and get ready.
Okay. Seth heads to the bridge.
she-
Or not Seth. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, she passes by. Is Sparky still there, or did Sparky duck out too?
I know Sparky would still be there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, she passes by Sparky on her way to go get ready. And she's just like, I was kidding about the disappearing comment, right? You seemed a little alarmed.
It's Greg. No, I didn't know. No, it's thanks.
Annie just does this thing where she shakes her head like she's a disappointed mom.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Oh, Sparky," and just pats your cheek before leaving.
Like, what are we gonna do with you?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah, Sparky's kind of just like reveling in the relief at that. So they're kind of like, Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Uh, hmm. Lots of emotions.
My family isn't abandoned.
Yeah.
We hope. We hope.
Okay, so Liam heads to the bridge and starts getting familiarized with the controls of the ship and everything. And he seems like remarkably calm about the whole thing.
He's a Belmont,
And-
of course he is.
Yeah. I was gonna say Annie probably would just like have that sense about it, like just he's just calm. Everybody else might not be sure if he's just like always this collected, or if it's just because he's not actually going to have to be down there on the planet doing everything.
He's a very smart boy, you guys. He's got this.
And then
Daisy's a very smart girl, but look what she did.
Liam has an even balance, I think, of like wisdom and knowledge. Daisy's just book smart. But yeah, Daisy's getting ready, and like eventually, after a long time of getting ready, like longer than like the average girl would probably take, comes out like, I mean, she's dressed in like the wait staff clothing, but she's actually like super rocking it. Like, she looks really good, but she also looks super uncomfortable, and it's like, why do people wear this? This is so uncomfortable. At anybody that happens to be standing around.
You know, you could have just worn a fancy like outfit, like we are.
That means you have to wear a dress.
You should not disguise yourself as staff. You are way too pretty, and you will draw attention.
There's like a little bit of a blush on her face, but she plays it off as like a.
Seattle's like, no, pretty staff are useful.
Good point, but yeah, she just plays it off like what?
Oh my
whatever,
god,
like,
your dog, Riley.
Sorry.
I just noticed. Oh my god, what is that?
Hi.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Daisy plays it off like, yeah, whatever. Like you're just saying that sort of doesn't take the compliment well.
Deflection.
But also does blush a little bit. It's like, all right, are we gonna do this or what?
I love that Daisy's just like awkward. Meanwhile, you have Annie who like waltzes in 3-inch strappy black heels and like slit up to her hip and her dress. She's like super explosive silver glitter eye makeup. Like she's loving it. Daisy's like, let's get over with. And Annie is like, I live for this.
Seattle is in one of his more clean overalls.
Perfect. Yeah, Daisy's like, these clothes like match. And there's very few pockets. What the hell?
Sparky's just like, listen, you got to accessorize, and they'll pull up the dress enough to show like a bandolier of flash grenades on one leg. Just gotta make it work.
Annie,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Annie does like a matching motion where she like pulls up the other side of her dress and her daggers are sheathed around her thigh. And then
Daisy,
she goes and high fives Sparky.
Hell yes.
That's amazing. That is amazing. So Daisy looks at both of you and goes, okay, now I want to dress. Now I get it.
Seattle sign says like, hell, I'd wear a dress for that sort of equipment.
Horrible people.
He's like, well, it's too late for me to change now. Let's just go. So she hops on the shuttle and does like a quadruple check of all the equipment, making sure it's all there. Seeming rather paranoid about not leaving anything behind. And yeah, you're all ready to go. I assume you enter orbit into the planet and
Before that, can Annie just check on Liam once more?
yeah, he's on the bridge.
So she just quickly runs to the bridge, just before they launch the shuttle. And she just comes on up and kind of looks over whatever he's doing with the consoles and stuff. Yeah, just kind of like rubs his back a little bit and says like, "Hey kid, how are you feeling?"
He's got like a collection of post-it notes, and he's like labeling different things on the console. So there's like post-it notes scattered all over the thing. He seems super focused, but when you do come in and like touch his back, he looks up and goes, "Oh hey, just getting familiarized with the controls. It seems pretty straightforward. Probably won't crash the ship. Probably."
Annie gives a little bit of a smile to that, because she recognizes that that's both a hope and a distraction from the nerves.
Yep.
And she kind of takes the little block of sticky notes and writes a few more and fills out the empty spots if he's missed anything. And
Yeah, probably missed a few.
yeah, I'd say she just fills those in. She's closer in height to him now, which is nice. I would say she's probably sitting nice at 6 feet, so they're pretty close in height now. She can actually look him in the face properly, and she puts her hands on his shoulders and kind of gives him a little squeeze, and she's like, "Everything will be okay. You know, I don't know how we've done it, but things seem to work themselves out, and I know we're running on a little luck here. And listen, to be honest with you, I don't know when or if that's going to run out for us, but we've been doing pretty good, I think. And I think we'll get out of this just fine. You don't have to be worried about it."
Liam just kind of looks at you and gives you a grin and goes, "Well, I wasn't worried. Are you worried?"
She smiles. She smiles at him. She's like, "I mean, I think I'd be a little bit of a fool not to have some worry every time we walk into a situation like this. But I'll be fine. So will you."
He sort of nods, sort of processing everything, taking it all in. He goes, "Yeah, I looked through some of the ship's logs, and I mean, chaos would be the word. Chaotic would be the word I use for how things have, how your plans have gone so far, just from what I could tell. But it seems to be working for you. So
She kind of like,
if it's not broken, right?"
she kind of puts her hands on her hips and she's like, "Oh, kid, you have no idea."
He just sort of chuckles.
Wait, has Liam been introduced to the cheese pod yet?
No.
I don't think so.
Oh my god, he's gonna find that while we're all away.
It's possible. But yeah, he just sort of chuckles and grins, and he's thinks for a second and looks back at you and says, "By the way, probably noticed, pretty sure Seth has a crush on you, which is kind of weird. He's my best friend. You're my sister. It's weird, but I mean, do whatever you want with that. Just don't tell me any details."
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
He may seem a little, well, he may seem like an idiot sometimes, but when it comes to actually like getting into a place and doing a task and then getting out, normally he's pretty good at that. Like, you can trust him to take care of you on the mission.
When he said like, oh, like, don't know if you noticed, Seth has a crush on you, Annie kind of snorts a little bit. But when Liam stops talking, she's like, oh, you know what? Yeah, it's fine. Not my type. So that's not an issue. Does seem like a good kid. Glad we can trust him. But yeah, no, that's not something that you're gonna have to worry about.
Yeah, he just sort of sighs and like his shoulders visibly like lower. He's like, oh, thank God for that. Just let him down easy. He's a good kid.
Annie kind of looks at her fingernails like she's so nonchalant about it. She's like, yeah, you know, like I don't really make a habit of dating people who pull guns on me, but you know what? It's definitely, yeah, I would say something that you don't have to worry about. And then she looks back at him and she gives him another little smile. And she kind of looks over his face a little bit, and you can see distinct similarities between them. They've got like the same tone of complexion, and he has like a smattering of freckles across the bridge of his nose. And you can kind of see some of those freckles in Annie, like around the eyes and stuff. And yeah, you can tell that there's kind of like that kindred soul in two of them. They're definitely a pair, that's for sure. Annie doesn't recognize it just yet because she's only starting to really get that connection, but you can definitely see it in them. I think it is going to be fun to see that come out. But yeah, she kind of gives his cheek a little pat, and she says, okay, I'm holding the rest of the crew up, so I should go, but you got this. It's gonna be a piece of cake.
He just sort of laughs and like rubs the back of his head, like a nervous kind of thing. Like, yeah, it'll it'll be fine. And he's got like moppy hair, you said, right?
Yeah, he's got like really nice brown curls.
Okay. So yeah, he just sort of rubs the back of his head, and you know the moppy hair kind of ruffles a little bit. And yeah, I'd say that Annie definitely, you know, she doesn't have the memories, but there's a certain chemistry you can feel between people when you're like related to them, or when you're really good friends, or you just sort of, you know, are able to sort of communicate non-verbally really easily. And I think Annie would probably pick up on that at this point, especially with that sense of familiarity that she's already had. Yeah. With that, with everybody getting ready to go, let's do the conversation with ground control, if you will. And I think we'll wrap it up there. We'll do a shorter session today because I know some folks have to run early today. And then next week we'll go into the heist itself. So, Captain, do you want to call down to the compound and state your business?
Yeah. What was the name we agreed on? I can't remember. Hold on.
I suggested it as a joke. We don't have to choose that one.
Too bad. We're going with
Gotcha.
Le
Fromage
fromage
caché.
caché.
Yep.
Yeah, le fromage caché.
All right.
So this is the le fromage caché requesting landing.
The ground control, there's a pause, and they come back and say, I'm sorry, did you say the fromage caché?
That is correct.
And y'all are the caterers?
Yes.
Huh, that's clever. I like that.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, you can land your shuttle at pad 2. There should be staff there to direct you, but just follow. There's signs everywhere. They went all out with the ribbons and the poster board. There'll be signs showing you where the reception's going to be. You can take your equipment in there.
Understood.
Yeah. Make sure I know catering's a lot about timing of bringing everything in at the right time and all of that. So just make sure you allow enough time for the passing through security on the way in.
Understood.
Great. Well, enjoy the event. I'll try to sneak in later and grab a plate of food.
Absolutely.
All right. Clicks the button off.
Immediately, Captain is going to contact Seattle.
Yeah?
We need the cheese.
Why do you need my cheese?
They think we're the caterers.
Are you going to replace my cheese?
Eventually, yes, if that's what you require.
I mean, it'd be nice, but I don't require it. You can use as much cheese as you need.
We're gonna need all of it.
Do you want me to hook the cryopod up so it can serve the cheese?
Well, I assume they want it in the building, so
I can hook it up to an external power pack.
Great, yeah. Just
I'll need Daisy.
You
Get
guys
Daisy.
better not leave this cryopod there when we make our great escape. I'm not losing this cryopod because
No
y'all want to be
cryopod left
caterers.
behind.
For reference, this is tits up.
not yet.
Already.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. So what do I need to roll with Daisy's help to get the cryopod ready for it's part in the well, I guess the cryopod's gonna be earning a share so we can refill it with cheese.
You're going to be hearing
it's-
about this.
It's a 2-part roll, mechanical and tech. Mechanical to put it on.
Oh,
the
can I
roller
use my
and-
can I use my engineering tools for both?
Yeah, you're basically building a dolly for this thing and an external power pack that can run it for several hours.
The first one and add 8 to that. So 29 plus 8 is 38. Yeah, 38.
Okay.
Wait,
Yep,
no,
and-
wait, no, 37. And then for
Ah.
tech, okay, 37 plus 8 is
45.
45.
Okay.
You got the genius crew on this.
And
Big brain energy right here. Yeah.
so that is a 60
I like
on
big
tech.
free energy.
Daisy just looks at you, Seattle, and goes, do you want me to actually give this thing AI? I got a new template program.
Yes, but we can't leave it behind. And it gets a share. And it gets a share of this heist.
Yeah, why would we leave this behind? I know you know how many hours of work I put into this cryopod? We're not leaving it behind.
Especially not if it can think.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a very basic AI. I wouldn't necessarily say that it can think. It's not sentient, but it can be interactive. People can ask it for specific types of cheese, and it'll dispense it.
You know, okay, out of character, this is something I got yelled at the possibility of this happening eventually, right? Out of
Yup.
character. Pretty sure by you that this better not become an AI.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yep.
Seattle's all for this and helps out.
And I didn't expect Daisy to roll.
He
with,
makes sure it has a Quebecois French accent.
Sure.
Hey, Jay.
So there's going to be lots of people asking for a cheese, and it's going to respond in that accent saying, "I didn't understand. Please repeat your inquiry."
Oh, don't worry. I've got some ideas.
Yes.
So yeah, it does that. So upgraded cryopod cheese cooler now.
Seattle sends out a memo to everyone. Please welcome our newest crew member, Cryopod 9.
And to be clear, Daisy didn't just like on the fly make like a thinking AI. This is like the Alexa of cheese coolers, essentially. Like
I still
that
ask
level of
Alexa
AI.
for consent.
Yeah, like I'm just saying, like it's not,
Oh
gonna
yeah.
try to kill you all yet, or anything like that.
As long as we give
Cool.
it cheese.
Yep. So that's set up. So you have Cryopod 9. You load it up onto the shuttle. It's all set up with all the cheese, and you're ready to take the shuttle down, which has a dirty word in French as the logo on the side. So that's gonna be fun. And yeah, you're headed down to the planet, and I think that's a good spot to wrap it up. So next week we'll have you go actually into the heist itself. We're jumping right into the action next week. This was a lot of fun. So many funny moments just from setting all this up. We're going to let everybody talk a little bit about their favorite parts, where you can find them and all that. And then we'll go on a raid. Feel free to let me know what you'd like the raid cry to be in chat. I think there was several good options throughout the episode, so throw those into chat. We'll go on a raid in a second. Let's start. Let's do Jay first. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you online, and anything else you'd like to share?
That's a really good question, honestly. I think I normally don't choose my own scenes, but today I'm going to. Yeah, it was the scene with Sparky in Seattle. Because holy shit, that ended up a lot more emotional than I expected it to. And I want to state this is not bragging. I'm kind of like thrown for it.
It was good emotions though.
Mm.
Oh boy, it was like an absolute relief for both of them, and both of them being freaked out that they were going to lose their best friend, and then like realize that no, their best friend just thinks the world of them.
No, I thought you were mad at me. No, I thought you were mad at me. Yeah, it's something we don't see as much in this crew, but we are seeing more in this season, is like really, really intense, but also really real emotional kind of connections and conversations with each other. Yeah, as for where you can find me next is I will be on my own channel tomorrow at probably noon Mountain Time to do more Link's Awakening, and as well the adventure game will be posted tomorrow, so keep an eye on that. And otherwise, yeah, I'm not really on Twitter much aside from a specific Twitter that won't be named, and yeah, that's about me.
Awesome. Next, we've got Vanessa. Tell us a little bit of. I started to do the intro. What's your favorite part? Where can we find you online? And anything else you'd like to share?
I don't know. In terms of, Jay.
I just read it and I'm disturbed.
Yeah, my favorite part of this whole session was the tweet 2 minutes ago that promised us our doom. I don't know. It just the scene with Seattle and Sparky was interesting. Also, it was nice to be able to like have that one little moment with Annie and Liam. She's just like, you know what? I think it's gonna be okay. And she might have jinxed herself, but in that moment, she's like, no, I want to say it because I feel it at this point. But yeah, so I'm excited to see where that goes. But you can find me here again on Wednesday for the next episode of Exodus. It will mark 1 month since we actually had a game. So that will be fun to come back to. Yeah, and then you can find me, of course, on my art Twitter, which is twitter.com/pepperodraws, as well as my Ko-fi again, coffee page, Peppero Princess. So you can check out, I've posted like my Animus work there. You can see some photos of Annie if you haven't already checked her out, or if you'd like a visual on what she looks like. She's a little bit different now because she has the silver in her hair, so I'll probably have to go in and draw a whole new Annie just because I love to torture myself. But yeah, all my stuff is there, and you can take a look at that. And yeah, we'll be here next Wednesday.
Awesome. Next, we've got Alex. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you online, and anything else you'd like to share?
I think my favorite part was Sparky and Daisy talking before, and just like Daisy trying to explain that I think my dad's having some issues, and also, please say you're not mad at my dad. And the fact that she fucking locked them in the room together, like they're her parents who've been arguing.
Yeah, that was really fun. The well, Sparky said create a crisis. Frog emoji, bomb emoji. That's what that means, right? In this context.
Oh my god!
I just want to clarify that's not at all what that meant.
What did it mean?
It just
I know
meant
that.
shit's gone to pot.
I knew what that meant. Daisy did not. Yeah, that was great.
Also, the doctor just being low-key creepy. Like, unintentionally creepy.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, you didn't flinch. Good. Write notes.
Just want to try out
Yes,
these
I
sedatives.
need to practice. I need to test these sedatives upon somebody. Yes, I must take more notes.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
Can we find you,
Awesome.
Alex?
Where can we find you
Oh.
online?
Oh, God. You can find me back here on Tuesday. Where I play a very different sort of character. You can find me on Twitter at Agent Boss and Can Chaos Art, where I post art stuff when I get it done and stuff. You can also find me on Wednesday on Attack Trick Pat's channel for our first official non-episode 0 game of Lancer, where again I'm playing a very different type of character. And then you get to watch me be absolutely full chaos mode on Jay's channels on Thursdays, where we have to find out what Jay did to all the teddy bears.
All right.
I bet it's in the same place I hid all of your furniture.
All right. On that note, Riley, what was your favorite part? Where can we find you online, and anything else you'd like to share?
Goodness, there were so many good parts. All the parts. I really liked when it was like, we're gonna need all the cheese. Just that last moment where like the captain's just like, hey, so I'm taking all your cheese. They think we're the caterers. So that was great. You can find me next on Wednesday for Exodus, and you can find me everywhere online at Arieli Knits, including arielyknits.com, which is our website.
Awesome. Hey, Hope. Yes, there are new pod entries. Good to see you, Hope Tracy. Lisa, what was your favorite part? Where can we find you online, and anything else you'd like to share?
It's hard to pick a favorite part, but I gotta say that, like, I love how gradually emotionally available this crew is becoming with one another. Like, originally we weren't at all, and then we're becoming so, like, vulnerable and things like that. I just love it. I love it so much. Also, yes, we're gonna need all the cheese.
And all the therapy.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, you can find me next week on Saturday here.
Awesome. My favorite part, I really did enjoy the interaction between Sparky and Seattle as well. And I really liked that last bit with Annie and Liam. I thought that was really cool. Aside from that, though,
had one, and my brain just completely spaced it. Yeah, the whole thing was really good. I did enjoy how everybody is interacting and definitely a lot more emotionally invested in each other as characters. It's been pretty neat to watch. Yeah, I also enjoyed, like, we're gonna need all the cheese. That was pretty great.
If Rip tries to come and kill Sparky, Seattle's going to kill Rip because you don't get to fuck with his best friend.
Oh. Yeah.
Also, you killed my husband. Fuck you.
It's like you have a stake in this.
Yes. Where you can find me next, today is Saturday, so you can find me next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 8 p.m. Eastern for Hunters of Calamity 2. It also runs off of Fundamental RPG, which is what this game runs off of. That's a lot of fun. Equal amounts of chaos in a different way. It's pretty great. So definitely check that out. And then, of course, we've got Exodus on Wednesday. And then we've got Neon Devils and School Days on Friday. And then it looks like we're going to be doing a Halloween game with cats, GM'd by Cat, on Saturday at noon. And then, yeah, Saturday night we'll, of course, have Animus again. It might be a shorter stream again, because I do have Halloween evening plans, but I don't know for sure what time. So it may be a shorter stream, but we're still definitely still doing the heist, and I might find ways to make it spooky. Yeah, that's where you can find me next and everything. Other things to talk about, you can find out all the different stuff I do on my Linktree, which is right there. But also I want to mention sponsors, because we have a new one. Because I've announced on Twitter I have a new brand called Intrepid, which is basically adventuring gear for, like, real life. So there's sportswear and casual wear, some really cool, like, water bottles and coffee mugs. The coffee mug that's currently available is actually color changing. So it's got the Intrepid text logo on it in black on a black mug, and then when you put hot coffee or whatever in it, the mug becomes white and you can see the logo more clearly. It's pretty cool. I'm really excited about that one. But there's a lot of really cool stuff. Definitely recommend checking it out. Helps if I can spell sponsors. There we go. Now you can see all the links in chat. Yeah, check it all out. I'm really excited about that. And there's a lot of really cool stuff. I'll be adding more products to that over the next few days and weeks as well. I think that was it for announcements and everything. So we're going to go on a raid. I'm going to go ahead and put us on the raid screen. We're going to raid Kent Weebs. Fantastic person. Really fun variety streamer. Very positive channel over there. And just all around nerdy. So definitely give him a follow if you're not doing so already. Hang out. It's pretty cool. And I will see you all on Tuesday. Bye, everybody.